Let's get it. Gervonta Davis gets an offer for a fight, and I need to see it, man. I need to see it. In this video, Gervonta Davis seems to be frozen out of the kingdom that he has built at the lightweight division. With everybody running off and doing things, all of a sudden Gervonta's trying to fight everybody, and all of a sudden everybody got something else to do. It's amazing. What happened? But I think we got a solution for it, at least the one that I'm going to sell. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where somebody spoke out and said, Gervonta, I hear you're looking for somebody to fight, and we're available. Fortunate for Gervonta, it's not too far down the street. It's right down in good old Washington, D.C., or should I say Capitol Heights, Maryland, wherever it is that them Gary Russell brothers live. Because Gary Russell Jr. said, look like you looking for somebody to fight, and we got somebody to step in. Now, Gary Russell Jr., if you're not familiar with him, is a former 126-pound world champion for the WBC. He has not fought in a couple years, so many people would say, probably not him. He does, however, have a brother, Gary Antoine Russell, who did lose his last fight against Puello at 140 pounds, but it was still a very, very close fight. And I don't think Gary Antoine Russell's stock should have dropped much off of that. And if you're looking for a legitimate opponent that could really, make people show up to arenas and want to see it, it may be those guys. It very, very well may be those guys. But obviously there's some issues with Gary Russell Jr. and that Gary Russell Jr. has been out, like I said, for 2 years. But it's not an unheard of thing, because if you remember, you have Danny Garcia, who literally just fought this week, fought Erislandy Lara for a WBA world championship. And guess what? I don't think that Danny Garcia had fought in about 2 years. It'd been a long time, man. I don't think that he had fought in about the same amount of time that Gary Russell Jr. has fought. So, hey, man, it's not like it's completely unheard of. But I have to say, what happened? What happened to Gervonta Davis being the one ducking everybody? If you go down the list of people that turned down a fight or went a different direction for a fight with Gervonta Davis since the Frank Martin fight, it's amazing. Lomachenko has turned down a fight. Shakur Stevenson went a different direction. Zepeda went a different direction. Obviously, guys like the other guys in the division aren't saying anything about him. It's only people talking about Gervonta Davis or people pushing or guys at 140. It's amazing how all these years listening about Gervonta Davis, Gervonta Davis was the duck. Now, if he has to fight somebody, and if all these guys are not going to fight him, or many of these guys are not going to fight him, what's he supposed to do? Clearly, I say, stay active. Stay active. And I don't think fighting somebody like a Gary Antoine Russell, or even a Gary Russell Jr. is really going to hurt his career. Because look at the case of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez fighting Yildirim didn't harm Canelo at all. Canelo Alvarez fighting guys like Rocky Fielding did not hurt his career at all. Canelo Alvarez fighting guys like Callum Smith did not hurt his career at all. Jaime Munguia, not at all. Berlanga, not at all. This is the system that fighters fight in. You fight one good guy, then you may fight lower down the totem pole. But as long as you're having one good fight a year or giving us fights that we want to see on that are really intense, hey, man, you got to stay active. There's no reason to sit there and do an Errol Spence, much respect to Errol Spence, and just refuse to fight anybody that's not at the upper level. No, man, stay busy, stay engaged with your fans, get one in and get it moving. The people that don't support Gervonta Davis are going to say something about who he fights no matter who he fights. Look at the example of when he fought Ryan Garcia. Before the Ryan Garcia fight, Gervonta Davis was never going to fight him if you listen to him. Gervonta Davis wouldn't fight him. He'd be scared of fighting him. This is just a ploy. But then as soon as Gervonta Davis made the fight, all of a sudden he becomes a exhibition fighter. Ryan Garcia is no longer worthy of fighting Gervonta. But then after Gervonta knocks him out and Devin comes to fight him, all of a sudden this is the best version of Ryan that we're going to see. So with all of that stuff going on, knowing that it's going to be consistent no matter who you fight, a logical fighter in the position of Gervonta Davis would say, well, look, man, just throw somebody out there, man. I'll go fight him. Let's get 2-3 in this year. Yeah, I definitely want to get to Shakur, but look, let's not sit here and not do anything. If you listen to Shakur Stevenson said the same thing, said it directly to Gervonta Davis's camp, said, hey, man, I'm not waiting. Just letting you know. Yeah, I would love, hey, man, if the fight with Lomachenko doesn't go through, doesn't work out for you. If the fight with Lomachenko doesn't work out with you, we're going to move on and go get somebody else. But at the end of the day, I just want to see Gervonta Davis and I just want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and all these guys be much more active. And not every fight is going to be Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. People understand that when they're fans of a fighter. But when they're not fans of a particular fighter, they don't understand it. People understood when Devin Haney fought Jojo Diaz. People understood when he fought guys like, George Kambosos had the belts, but geez, that's not a good fight. Any better than George Kambosos isn't any better fight than with Devin Haney isn't any better fight than Gervonta Davis and Gary Antoine Russell. But you'll hear the same people tear at one fight and praise the other. But then if the opponents switch, they'll still do the same thing with the fighters. The fighter that they like, they're going to praise it. The fighter they don't like, they're going to criticize it. So, Gervonta's in a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Terrence Crawford's really in a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Canelo's in a damned if you do, period. Because Canelo's damned if he fights anybody but David Benavidez at this point. However, if you look at the practical impact on his career and the amount of fights and fan engagement that he has managed to achieve, you have to say, man, what harm was it really in the long term of his career to have these fights? Damage to his legacy down the road? Could be. Definitely going to be echoes of people saying, hey, man, you didn't fight Benavidez. You didn't fight Morrell. Because that was Canelo's choice and Canelo was very clear about it. Over here with Gervonta, though, Gervonta's trying to fight these guys. These guys are just gone. So what is he supposed to do? Sit and wait? I say no. Go to Canelo Alvarez route. If it's Gary Antoine Russell, fight him. If it's Gary Russell Jr., fight him. Don't care. Pull out Tevin Farmer. I'll take Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer looked good in his last fight. There used to be a rivalry with Tank and Tevin Farmer. Make that fight. I'm okay with that fight too. The only thing that I'm really not okay with is if there is a fight that is there that is really there. Really there. Both sides want to make the fight. The money's there. The availability is there. And people choose not to make it. And guess what? That's the case with a lot of the people that I listed. And their lack of effort to fight Gervonta Davis right about now. They could get it done. The money's there. The opportunity's there. But you know what else is there? What is there that they don't want to admit is there? The risk of getting that ass whooped is also there. And in the case of Gervonta, it seems like it's the opponents that are scared, the opponents that are looking at that. Also, it doesn't help that Turki Al-Sheikh is out there paying all kind of people all kind of money for fights that nobody want, so they can say, hey, man, why get whooped over there? Why I can get a win and get praised over there? Anyway, give me Gary Antoine Russell, and I don't care what y'all say. I'll take Gary Russell Jr. too, or any of these dudes. I just want to see Gervonta in the ring this year, and I don't think he should beat around the bush about doing it. He should just say, hey, look, man, I tried to fight all these guys. I'm the biggest name. I'm one of the biggest names in boxing. These dudes didn't want to fight me because they knew they were going to lose, so they went off somewhere else to go fight go get some easy paychecks and stay away from me. So what did I have to do? I had to have a fight. So I fought whoever there was, and I fought him. I beat him. Hey, man, I hope you enjoyed the fight. See you later. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.